Glowing up, looking more attractive. I feel like most of the advice online is so cookie cutter, it's so basic. There's nothing beyond just the basic, oh, just shower and put on some cologne, bro. That's all it takes. No, man. As a male model, it's literally my job. It's my profession to look as good, as sexy as possible 24/7. So today is another 10 of the best glow up tips to look like a freaking Chad, man. Without further ado, let's get it. This one is the easiest one, but it seems to be the hardest for anybody to do. And I'm gonna keep it completely blunt. You need to shut the fuck up. Now, what do I mean by this? I mean that in social situations, you're talking to all these people, you need to learn to be quiet. You need to learn how to observe. Whenever you're on a date with a girl, you have to learn how to speak 20% of the time, let her talk 80% of the time, man. There's nothing sexier as a guy than somebody that people cannot figure out. Somebody mysterious. Obviously, don't be weird, don't be creepy. Know how to socialize, and whenever you do socialize, make a point out of it being very charismatic. But you gotta learn to be quiet down, man. You cannot be talking so much and just blah, 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 running your mouth for no freaking reason. Everyone hates the guy. He's just always talking. He's going on monologues about himself. It's not a very charismatic trait. I do this every single night. So to glow up, look your absolute best, you have to be getting that beauty sleep. You have to be getting 8 to up to maybe even 10 hours every single night in order to look your best, testosterone functioning properly, human growth hormone, everything. And the best hack that I do every single night is sleeping to a frequency. So I have my Spotify playlist. I go on there. I'm gonna choose my frequency. So typically it's at like 528 hertz, which is the love frequency. And then I'll choose what type I want to listen to. Like you can listen to underwater, you can listen to a thunderstorm, and it actually puts your body in more of a peaceful state, so you can get into a much deeper rest. I've actually done comparisons where I sleep with the frequency and without, and I sleep a billion times better just using a frequency every single night. Have you ever heard a girl talk about how whenever she sees a guy's veins, like it just really turns her on? Maybe it's veiny arms, veiny forearms, whatever it is. Or even those Pinterest posts of guys just super veiny and vascular. They think it's really sexy. Not to mention the more blood flow you have, you're gonna be a lot more solid down there. So the best hack, literally, I'm not capping with this one, man, is going to be eating raw beets. So before you want to look more vascular, let's say you're going on a date, you want to look more vascular. It's also going to increase blood flow, decreasing bloating. Like in your face, once you have more blood flow, it's going to make you look sexier. It's going to be beets, which is going to be the food with the highest amount of nitric oxides, which is going to boost blood flow like freaking crazy, man. So before a date, knock down 3 raw beets. It's one of the most disgusting things you can eat. It tastes like you were eating dirt, but it's gonna make you way more vascular. Another feature girls just simp for, they go absolutely nuts over, is going to be big, sexy arms. Now, most guys, I hate this. I genuinely hate this. As a certified personal trainer, I've worked with hundreds, thousands of people. No one knows how to exercise the arms. They think to get big arms, you have to do tricep extensions, bicep curls, which is important, but it's like 10% of the arm growth, man. If you want big arms, it comes down to a couple things. So the main goal is you have to get very strong with compound lifts. So the main one is gonna be heavy weighted chin-ups, the king of all back exercises, and it focuses more on the biceps, more specifically the peak, like right there. So if you can get very strong on these, start hitting 2 or 3 plates effortlessly, then your biceps are gonna look insane. Then we gotta hit the triceps, and the best way to build up the base for this is gonna be really heavy bench press and then heavy overhead press. This is gonna make sure that you have those super aesthetic arms, and obviously you can pump them up with isolation on top, but that's not where the big arms come from. Having a glowing, radiant skin is going to be one of the biggest ways to obviously glow up. You look at all these models, do they have those pimply pepperoni cheese pizza faces? No. They look sexy, they look aesthetic, the skin is glowing, there's not a single pimple in sight because they use skincare protocols that you guys are not using. So the best skincare is not all the chemically BS that everyone's pushing in the mainstream market, man, because that's just gonna make the skin break out, it's gonna dry it out. How logical does it sound to be flooding chemicals all over your face on a daily basis? It's not very logical at all, but you still need to take care of it. So I have 2 best recommendations. Number 1 is going to be a Korean skincare system. Now this actually naturally lightens the skin and then it moisturizes it very effortlessly. Then if you want an even more natural one, you have to go to kalosique.com, where I have moisturizers, cleansers, exfoliators, all natural organic products that will help your skin look freaking glowing and beautiful. And while you're on there, man, if you still want to glow up, you want to be a little bit taller, because height growth is only 60 to 80% genetic, 20 to 40% 100% environmental, meaning you can control it. And the number one reason most people don't optimize their height growth is because they have nutrient deficiencies. 92% of you guys, Americans across all social classes, are deficient in basic vitamins and minerals, which is going to shut down IGF-1, human growth hormone, closing down those growth plates. So you got to pick up Titan Growth 2.0 on my website, kalosique.com, which is 500 to 1000% of all your daily required nutrients to make sure you don't have any deficiencies, to optimize your health, to grow taller. And don't forget to join my school, man, Kalos VIP. Kalos VIP is my school looks maxing, where I got my 3-hour looks maxing masterclass, 2-hour height growth masterclass, and right now I got 3 chapters, the female nature masterclass, all in Kalos VIP, not to mention group calls with me every single 2 weeks. Join now, link in the description box. While we're on the topic of height growth, you do want to look as tall as possible whenever you're in public. This is why I advocate most guys should actually be wearing lifts, because no one's ever going to notice. Just make sure it's not too crazy to where you're adding like an extra 6 inches. But another thing that you can do is also wearing bigger shoes. Like these are from Zara, and the heel, I have not measured it, but I would say it's between 1.5 inches and 2 inches, adding an extra 2 inches. So I'm 6'6" barefoot, making me roughly 6'8" when I wear these bad boys. And not to mention, what's cool about these is they're fashionable. So you don't have to make up something. You don't have to cope as to why you're wearing them. But if you got the lifts on, you take off your shoes, a girl might see it, you got to explain yourself. But either way though, I'd recommend getting one of those 2 things, man. It is always going to be nicer to have an extra height to you to mog the hell out of everyone, man. I notice I actually rarely talk about this one, but no one really knows how to manscape properly, so you need to be trimming your pubes, because if you get to that point in the date, you're dating girls, you guys start getting intimate, you don't want a huge burly bush down there, because that looks disgusting, it looks unhygienic, no one wants to get up in there. And then you don't want to be bald, man. If it's just shaved down there, you look like a freaking child. That's gonna turn her off as well. So the best solution, you gotta trim it on a consistent basis. I trim mine twice a week. Then it comes to the question of what do you do with the balls and the taint, that area, because the taint, I will be honest, gets very stinky if you're not properly manscaping. You want to shave all of that. I advocate in the shower, you can even use some soap in there just to make it a little bit easier, but you got to be taking care down there. So basic one, just a really quick reminder, it is a big glow up tip because not a lot of guys do this. Every guy, he's out in public, he's got his head down, he's maybe even just eye level, he's looking a little insecure. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to fake it to make it. Right now you don't feel very confident, you don't feel super sure of yourself. Get super confident, man. When you're out in public, act like you own the place. More specifically, I want you to walk with your head slightly up. It's gonna make you look a little arrogant, a little bit cocky, but man, it makes the world of a difference. Just watch my walking videos if you don't believe me. I kind of walk a little bit arrogantly in those videos, and you can see the reactions that just having more confidence in your step will have. If you ever get intimate with a woman and you cannot do this one thing, she will be talking crap about you around town, ruining your reputation, to where it's going to be harder to pull more baddies. So this is going to be not making her come. If you don't make a woman come, she's going to kind of trash talk you a little bit, man. So the ultimate hack, before Big Al even inserts anything, you want to make sure she gets one off beforehand. This is going to ensure everything goes smoothly. Maybe you don't last as long, then you're still good. So it is going to be the come hither movement, man. It's super simple. You just kind of warm her up. You can just use one finger to begin with, and then you slowly work up to 2 fingers. You're up in there, you go up, and then you come hither, you know. This is actually going to put a little bit of pressure on her G-spot, making it way easier for her to come. Typically, if you do this with a little bit of clitoral stimulation, she can get one off in, I would say, 5 minutes or so, and then you get up in there, keep going until you're satisfied. Last but not least is going to be one that my agent actually taught me, man. As a person, as a human, one of the sexiest things you could possibly do is to become exclusive, man. Not everybody has access to you. If they message you, if they call you, if they blow you up, don't give everyone access to you, man. If a girl does you wrong, if she crosses one of your boundaries, fuck her, get out of here, man. You need to start having some self-respect, become way more exclusive, start messing with less people. This doesn't mean to be introverted, to not talk to people. This means you need to be harder to reach. You need to become more expensive, and overall just add some self-respect and value into yourself, man. Don't let everybody into your life because they don't deserve it. Make them work for it, man. That's it. Subscribe if you're new. Love you with all my heart. Peace.